Please Please the Bees by Gerald Kelly. On this side it says, for Richard, must be his little boy. Benedict was a creature of habit. He liked to do the same thing every day. Every morning he woke up at the same time. Every morning he stretched, he scratched, and he yawned a great yawn. Every morning, the bees delivered 3 jars full of honey. Benedict ate the same breakfast he'd eaten since he was just a fuzzy cub, toast with honey and tea with extra honey. Next came his daily routine, practicing, perfecting his honey cake recipe, knitting, and running errands on his little motorcycle. At night, he'd read, then have one last cup of honey tea before breakfast. Life was sweet. He's got a little teddy bear. I guess that makes sense. Maybe a bear should have a little boy bear. Teddy boy. Oh, and then one day, there was no more honey. The bees had gone on strike. Can't see both pages. There's a little bee with a sign that says, on strike. Looks too big for being a video. Benedict's breakfast wasn't the same without honey. Toast without honey. Without honey, he couldn't knit. Practice was dreadful. He didn't even bother with his errands. Benedict became deeply discouraged. Whoa. Just then he heard someone say, "Hey, you in a fur coat." It was a very small bee with a remarkably loud voice. "We need to talk," said the bee. Benedict looking very sad, isn't he? Talk, humph, grumbled Benedict. I let you all live in my yard. All I ask is for a few jars of honey. You should be grateful, not go on strike. "A few jars," said the bee. "Buddy, we deliver 3 jars of honey to you every day, every month, every year. Do the math, Einstein." The sign says strike. Strike means the workers stop working. "The hive is a wreck," the bee continued. "It's all we can do to keep the walls from falling in. The roof leaks. Wind blows through the cracks. The last 3 queens up and quit on us because of the lousy working conditions." Down in the corner here, it says, "I'm gone." Q for queen, I guess. Look at the bees in their hive. It's all raining and they got raincoats on. The bee showed Benedict the garden. "Look," the bee said, "weeds everywhere. We have to fly miles away just to find enough flowers to make our honey. So we voted to strike." See, there's weeds and not flowers. You need flowers to get honey. And look at their hive. It's all wrecked. No wonder they're not happy. "You're taking us for granted," the bee declared. "You want honey? Things need to change. It's up to you, bear." And with that, the very small bee flew off. There it goes. The thought of losing his honey sent a chill down Benedict's spine. He had a lot to think about. "Maybe I've been too selfish," Benedict said to himself. "I never thought about what the bees need. But how am I going to make this right?" What's he going to do? Well, first thing, so he did some research. It's on the computer, I think. Googling it. He did a little shopping. What's in his cart? You see a hoe, some bushes, some flowers. What's that over his arm? I think we'll find out on the next page. So he started clipping off the weeds. He started fixing the beehive. And look on the bottom there, he's got flowers and a little bush. Oh, look at the top there. Those bags say seed, wildflower seed. So he's going to plant lots of wildflowers. And he did a lot of work. With the lawnmower. Bags full of junk. Benedict even learned how to harvest honey. I suppose it is a bit rude to expect them to do it all themselves, he thought. The book says, The Big Book of Bees. He's learning about bees. He's got glasses on. Finally, he was ready to show the bees all the work he'd done. What would they think? He held his breath as he waited. Then he heard the remarkably loud voice of the very small bee. What does the bee say? Drop the signs, girls. Time to get back to work. And there's Benedict way down below, standing in his garden. Look at all the flowers in his garden. And there's the bees. She's saying, time to go back to work. Now got all those flowers. These days, Benedict is still a creature of habit. He still has his daily routine, but he doesn't take the honey for granted anymore. He knows his life is sweet. But now it's even sweeter. Last page. Now life is even sweeter for everyone. There he is, sipping his tea on his porch, and there's the bees in the foreground. And that's the end.